And we are live. Hey guys, this is Ruben from Dubb's podcast Connection Loop, and I am with Karin Carr today. Karin, what a cool name. It's like a superhero
Yeah,
name.
not so much. It's pretty awful now that my kids will go, whatever, Karen, whenever I say something.
This, full disclosure, this is not a Karin video. This is actually a podcast video. And Karin, the reason why we reached out to you is because what you are doing is what we believe to be, the future of content marketing for realtors, for, sales professionals, from, enterprise salespeople, really in any shape or form. I think what you are doing is truly embarking upon something great. I'd love to have you get into that. Please provide a short bio to us, and then let's get into the topic.
You got it. Well, thank you very much for such a lovely introduction. My name is Karin Carr. I've been a realtor for 15 years. I am in Savannah, Georgia, but I have moved many times. And if you move from California to South Carolina to Georgia, every time you get to a new city, you are literally starting from scratch. No one has ever heard of you. You don't have any market share. You don't have any name recognition. You don't have past clients that you can say, hey, can you refer me to your friends and family that want to buy a house? You're starting all over again. So I just started making YouTube videos several years ago as a way to get my name out there, just branding purposes. Never stop to think that YouTube is a search engine. It is owned by Google. People are searching on Google. YouTube videos show up in the search results. Suddenly you're showing up all over Google organically. And when people call you and say, I want to buy a house, I want to sell a house, I want you to represent me, they have already chosen you because they feel like they know you already from having watched your videos. And after doing weekly videos for about 6 months, my business just exploded. And so now I will tell anyone who will listen why YouTube is such a great way to get new clients.
Well, the reason why I think that that's so compelling is because I think what you did was you took a problem and then created a solution from it, i.e., creating that new book of business, finding leads, prospecting, lead generation, creating content to attract those. This is truly the definition of content marketing, or inbound marketing, as some might call it. This is not something that a lot of real estate agents do. Okay, and I will be very candid. My wife is a real estate agent, and I am the CEO of a video communication platform and someone that creates probably 10 videos a day, and I have not been able to evangelize to her this topic.
She
So,
needs to investigate it. It is okay. So the difference between getting a random lead off of the internet, the call is typically something like, hello, I would like to get all of this information from you, but I don't want to divulge anything about myself. I don't want to tell you my name. I don't want to tell you my budget. I don't want to give you my phone number because you're going to call and harass me every week for the next 10 years about, hey, are you ready to buy a house yet? So I don't want to talk to you. I just want to know about this one house. And as soon as I get what I wanted, I hang up the phone and I hope to never hear from you again. Versus the lead from YouTube that says, oh my God, I can't believe you answered the phone. You're a celebrity. This is so exciting. Like, Fred, I've got Karen on the phone. Oh my God, this is crazy. And they act like I'm doing them this huge favor by calling them or by answering their phone. And when I say, awesome, I'm going to need you to sign this exclusive agreement if you want to move forward, they say, fabulous. Would blue pen or black be better for you? So the type of client that you get is night and day different. And like you said, it's inbound marketing. It's people calling you delighted to have the opportunity for you to take them on as a client versus you having to chase people and be the one that initiates the conversation the first time. And of course, nobody wants to receive sales calls these days. Nobody wants to be hounded by salespeople and receive unsolicited phone calls, which is why, cold calling is just the devil incarnate. For me, I would rather get inbound leads all day long.
Yeah, I think this idea of going to put content out there to attract people, it is scary.
It is scary. People are afraid to be on video. As you know, you talk to people all day long who will tell you any number of reasons why they can't be on video.
Yes.
I need to lose weight. I am too old. I am not tech savvy. I am not outgoing enough. I am an introvert. I have gray roots and I don't want people to see my hair. I mean, they'll come up with any ridiculous roadblock in their own mind. But if they would just get out of their own way, their their businesses could very well explode. And then
Mm.
you get to the point where it doesn't matter what I look like because it's not about me. I'm making this video to solve your problem, to answer your question, to make your challenges easier to overcome. Does it really matter how much I weigh?
Yeah, well, I think what's so interesting about that is that it's understanding this problem of vanity, you know?
Mhm.
And the second that we have a problem with vanity, that's the problem. It's not the physical aesthetic component of who we are, what we look like. It's the problem that we have invented this, and that is the chasm and the conflict that people will sense. You know, people will sense our lack of confidence. They'll sense our lack of being comfortable on video, and
Right.
as a result, we'll fatigue and we won't do it. So, you know, have you sort of gotten to the point where now you just can create videos anytime, anywhere you want, and you just kind of don't care anymore, or do you still get into a flow? What's your production process?
Yeah, that's been a really great thing for having done this for so much time now is I literally just don't care. Like I could record a video with no makeup on and I'll think I really probably should have put some makeup on before I press the record button, but it doesn't stop me from pressing the record button. Whereas at the beginning, I was a complete deer in the headlights like everybody else is. Oh my God, the camera is on and people are going to see me. And, and you're so nervous at the beginning. But the more you do it, and the cool thing about video is that like attracts like. You
Mm,
attract people that have a very similar personality to you. So, yes, we get the occasional hater, but 90% of the people that respond to your videos say, "Oh my gosh, I love you." And the reason they love you is because they have a very similar personality. So they just feel drawn to you because you have this same type of persona. And so when you hear over and over and over again, "I love your videos, they're so helpful," like you start to believe that, yeah, they are. My videos are helpful and people like them. And that gives you a shot in the arm of confidence because the more people are telling you they're responding positively to your stuff, the more that you realize of nobody else in my market is doing this. Nobody else
mm.
wants to make videos. Nobody else is brave enough to put themselves out there and be vulnerable. So if I am willing to do it, then I'm going to be the one that dominates my market in no time. And boy, did I ever. I mean, it
Yeah.
got to the point where other agents in Savannah said, "Oh, I can't possibly make YouTube videos. That's Karen's thing." After like a year and a half. I'd only lived here since June of 2017. After a year and a half of making videos, I had psyched out the rest of my market that they didn't even want to try because they
Mm,
knew that I already had the whole thing locked down. That's kind of crazy. When you
yeah.
think of how big a city is, could I ever have 100% market share? Of course not. And they didn't even want to try because they assumed that, I don't know, somehow they're operating from a position of scarcity and lack rather than abundance, thinking that there's enough business to go around for everybody.
Mm. Well, I'm just here on one of your videos, and what's so interesting about this is that you obviously put some production value into this. You have high value content, 7-minute video in this case, call to action examples for realtors. Love that title, so actionable. And then you're all about the value here. So it's almost like you have received so many comments in the past that you now know what people are asking. Hey, what should I do to create a website, and where should I go for YouTube, and how do I connect with you? How do I learn more? And then, of course, you've got your contact information here. So this is amazing. The thing that I'm always curious about is that I see a lot of value not just for clients in your region, in your geo, but also just people to learn about real estate, how to buy and sell. But lastly, is this is very educational for other real estate agents. So do you see yourself having multiple audiences in this?
I have two different channels. Yes. At first, when I was making my original channel is called Georgia Coast Homes, which is for
Mm.
people that want to buy and sell real estate in my market. And every now and then I would make a video for other real estate agents, and I was putting it on the same channel. And after a while, a friend of mine said, "You really can't. You're trying to chase two different dogs at the same time, and they're running in different directions. You should really have a separate channel for agents." So I do. Now I have two different channels, and one is thinking about buying or selling a home in Savannah. Let's talk about what you need to know. And the other one is thinking about making videos to attract real estate clients. It works. Let me tell you how.
And then for that second piece, what is your value proposition there?
I've created an entire coaching program. So if they want to hire me to teach them everything that they need to know in order to make YouTube a viable lead generation strategy for them, they can absolutely sign up for the coaching program. So
And I think what's really interesting about that is that, I sense a lot of confidence in your vibe and this idea of true abundance mindset. You have found a lead generation mechanism that works very well, obviously, right? And the holdback for a lot of people is it's frankly it's fear, it's vanity, it's some of these things that hold people back from doing these great things like creating videos. But I think that what's so interesting about this is that you've leaned into this fact that, hey, listen, I don't need to feel like I'm educating my competition. Rather, I can empower them, and hence your coaching program.
yeah, it's really funny. So I launched this coaching program in July of 2018. The week that I launched it, an agent in my own brokerage, in my own city, my own office, signed up for it. He did not make a video for well over a year. And I kept giving him a hard time. And we were going to be attending a YouTube conference in Albany, New York in May, which unfortunately went virtual. But before it was canceled, I said, if I am sitting next to you on that airplane and you have not yet made a video for YouTube, and we are going to a YouTubers conference, I am going to make your life a living hell. And I am going to nag you until you wish you had never heard my name. So he finally started making videos. Now some of his videos are outranking mine on YouTube. And am I angry about it? No, I'm excited about it, because has that decreased the number of leads that I'm getting? No, because we have completely different personalities. He's male, I'm female. He's got a really strong Southern accent. I don't. Like, we have completely different personalities on camera. And so different people will be drawn to each of us, and that's okay. And I think it's awesome that he's doing this now, and he's getting leads from it too. Only 3 months after he finally posted his first video, he's getting leads. He has people under contract. It's really exciting. I love to see it.
Okay, so you mentioned some timelines there. The first one being the courage to actually create your first video, and that's a whole thing that people have to go into, which sometimes actually stems back to like childhood, like fears and like true insecurity issues.
Yeah.
But assuming that we've started to create our video content, then what would you say from an ROI perspective? How long does it take to get a channel to kind of pop off? How long does it take to get your first 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers? How long does it take to actually get the YouTube or the Google algorithm to start to put your content on as a featured video and then actually serve it to people?
Well, it kind of depends on the market that you're in. I find that people that live in more major metropolitan areas, it happens a little bit faster. If you live in, rural middle America with a very small population, it might take a little bit longer. I find that the average is around 3 to 6 months of making weekly YouTube videos before you're getting your first lead. Now, there's always outliers to that. I've had students that they got their first lead after their third video. And then I've had somebody else in Iowa, it took her a year. However, that first lead that she got, he was approved for $1.4 million. So she finally got that lead, and now it's snowballed, and it happens all the time. But it took a long time to get to the first one. So I would say plan on it taking 6 months. It takes a long time to get subscribers. It took me probably 4 months to get to 100 subscribers. You've got to, Well, first you got to go on your other channels that you have, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and say, hey, I've got a YouTube channel. Go subscribe to it. And you're hopefully going to appeal to people who already know, like, and trust you to have them subscribe as well. But then you've got to be putting valuable content on it, because if you're not uploading videos regularly and they're not really all that good, you're not giving people a reason to subscribe. There's got to be something in these videos that is valuable to them to make them want to hit the subscribe button. And then you've got to be putting out regular content. If you say, I'm going to make a weekly video, you got to put out a weekly video. You can't just say, oh, I went on a cruise, so I didn't post. Or, my kids got sick, so I took the week off. No, you got to have a schedule, and you got to stick to your schedule.
And then please share with us, some sort of best practices, some ways. You obviously edit your videos, you have a content calendar, maybe use software. Share whatever you're comfortable sharing with how you kind of manage this whole process from, coming up with the idea to clicking the red button and then sending it to someone and then publishing it and then socializing it on social channels.
Oh, bless you for thinking that I'm organized and I actually have a content calendar, because, man, organization is not one of my strong suits. I plan about 4 weeks in advance. I wish I planned months and months in advance, but 4 weeks is about the most that I get. So I figure, okay, I'm going to do 4 videos this month because there's 4 weeks in a month. What will the 4 videos be? I have a very clear focus for my channel. My channel is for people that are relocating to Savannah. They're moving here, they want to buy a house, and they don't really know very much about the area. Occasionally, I make videos for sellers as well, but the majority of the content is for people that are relocating to Savannah. So I'll think, okay, what are some ideas that I have for videos that people might be interested in watching? And I kind of brainstorm the idea for the video. Then I do some keyword research to see what are they actually typing into the search bar. Like, I don't know. Is it moving to Savannah, or is it moving to Savannah, Georgia, or is it relocating to Savannah? I want to know.
And what do you use for that?
I like to use keywords everywhere.
Okay.
Any keyword research tool will work. I like keywords everywhere because it's very user friendly. Neil Patel's tool, Uber Suggest, is also very user friendly. The Google keyword planner is awful as far as, user interface, in my opinion. So I like one of those two instead. And I'm looking for something that gets a good amount of search volume every month, but it doesn't have high competition, because I want to be able to rank for it at the top of the search results. There's no value in me showing up on page 3 of the search results, because no one will ever scroll that far. Right. If I'm not on page 1 toward the top, it's probably not a video that I'm even going to bother to make. So I'm looking for something that's getting hundreds or thousands of searches a month, if at all possible, but I want it to have fairly low competition. And then once I know the keyword, okay, that's going to be the focus of this video. It's going to be in my title. It'll be in my tags. It'll be in the description. And then as I'm filming, I'm thinking, okay, what would my call to action be at the end of the video? And my call to action is never, if you know anyone that wants to buy or sell a house, call me. Here's my phone number. Like, I don't do that. I either say, watch another video, because that gives me more face time with the viewer. And if they click on it, then it tells the YouTube algorithm that people like your content, they're engaging with it, they stay on the platform longer, and they watch more videos. YouTube goes, aha, people like this girl. I'm going to send more of her stuff out into their, news feed and see if we can promote it to more people. And then maybe 25% of the time, it will be, go to my website and get this free thing. Like, go to this, watch this free webinar where I'm going to teach you all of my secrets about making videos. And if they go to my website and they register for something like that, they're opting in to download an ebook or some sort of cheat sheet or my relocation guide. I have a free relocation guide if you're thinking about moving to Savannah. I have, 7 tips to a fast sale if you're thinking about selling your house and you want it to sell fast. Once they opt in with their name, email, and phone number, now I can actually market to them. Whereas on YouTube, there's no lead capture. So the only way you can market to them is for them to just keep watching the videos on your channel. but you don't know who those people are and you don't have any way to reach out to them. So the idea is to get them over to your website and get them to opt in. So now they're in your database and you can follow up with them.
That is so cool. That is so cool. I think one of our biggest motivators is how to make videos actionable. You know, as Dubb, as a video communication platform, this is something we think about a lot. And I think the number one, you know, YouTube is amazing, but one of the challenges that people suffer from is they, in fact, do not know how to convert YouTube views into actions. You know, and I think that what
Yep.
you do really nicely is you keep people on the brand journey, but then you also have clear calls to action within the descriptions. One of the things that we evangelize a lot is actually a YouTube integration that we built, where someone can take a YouTube video and then share that in an email or share that in a LinkedIn. And when someone watches it, they're watching the YouTube video, but there's a lead gen form underneath, or there's a booking calendar, or there's some additional way that they can sort of enter into the person's mix while still giving that view and giving that social proof, you know, in the form of views on the YouTube page. So this,
That's
I
great because, yeah, so many people will make the video and then say, okay, thanks for watching. And
yeah.
that's the end of it. It's like,
Mm,
no, we want to try to get these people to call us when they need our services. So, how can we do that? And you got to be, as you're recording, you can't make it an afterthought. As you're filming the video, you're thinking, how do I want to wrap this up? What can my
mm,
call to action be? Where either I get them to watch another video that's related to what I'm talking about. So it's kind of the next logical step. So if my video was about when is the best time to sell your house, at the end, you could say, so now you know when the best time to sell is, but do you know how to come up with your list price? You should watch this video where I tell you how to set your asking price. And
mm.
so you're just delivering all of this valuable information. They go down the rabbit hole, they binge watch the content just like they do on Netflix. And that's just like good juju for you, for them, for the YouTube algorithm. It's great all the way around.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll kind of quickly show you what that looks like from our perspective, and at some point I'd love to get some feedback from you. Just sharing my screen here. This is actually an example of a YouTube video. This was a really successful webinar that we had, where this is a YouTube video that we all know and love, and you know, here's the YouTube embed. But then what we have here is the deep integrations, where there's buttons, there's form fills, there's calendars, there's all sorts, there's real-time chat, there's all sorts of ways that you can really connect with people. I think that we all know that the more views that we get on our videos on YouTube, the more it's going to stimulate the algorithm. So I think that's a really important part, you know, of this. But at the same time, to your earlier point, you need to have that call to action. So
Yeah, I mean, getting tons of views is awesome, but my goal is not just to become, YouTube famous and make lots of money from AdSense revenue. I'm trying to get actual clients who will hire me to represent them in a real estate transaction. So you don't have to get a million views in order to get clients, but if you are getting a million views, you get even more clients for sure.
there you go. So where can people connect with you? Your website, LinkedIn, social channels?
YouTube for Agents is pretty much my handle on all of the different channels. So you can go to youtubeforagents.com. My channel for real estate agents is YouTube for Agents. And I think that's what my LinkedIn name is as well, if I remember right. And my other channel for people that are interested in buying and selling Savannah is called Georgia Coast Homes.
Georgia Coast Homes. Amazing. So YouTube for Agents, youtubeforagents.com. Karin Carr, I really appreciate you. This was a phenomenal conversation. I think there's so many learnings in here. Congratulations on your success. And I look forward to seeing your face on LinkedIn and YouTube.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your asking me on to the show.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Stick around and I'll share some notes with you.